Hello everyone, welcome to Better Shiksha, a new way of learning. We are going to begin with a new subject that is social science. So here we are going to begin our today's class with the first chapter that is resources and development. I hope you all are going to enjoy the journey of this book with me. Today we'll go we are going to study the introduction of resources and some classifications. Without wasting our time, let us begin. Okay, first let us understand the term resources. So we'll first understand the basic and very fundamental definition of the term resources. Here we'll begin with the definition of a resources which is given in the textbook, and it states that everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable can be termed as resources. Okay, there are three terms in this definition, that is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. These are the very important terms which will I will explain you in the next slide. I will explain these terms through the example in the next slide. Before that, I want to share a few examples of the resources which you will see around yourself. So this is our blue planet. So you all can see the various resources. So at the top there is solar energy, then oil, then fish, then trees and water, timber, metal, oxygen, the whole atmosphere, natural gas, fossil fuel, flower, minerals, oceans, plants, birds, coal, soil. These all are the natural resources and the resources which found in the environment. You can add a human beings also. This is also resources. So even the laptop or the mobile phone on which you are watching this lecture is a resources. Even you yourself is a resources. The term that is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable will be explained in this slide. So with this example, I'll explain you the meaning of these three words in the definition of resources. So I'll use a very simple and easy example to make you all understand about these three words. So we all knew that the rivers are the resources which have some energy in it. So what we do as a human beings, we use some technology. Here it is a hydropower. It is a technology which we are using as a hydropower to generate electricity from the water. From the energy of the river, will generate electricity with using the technology that is hydropower. The cost of electricity from this resource is very cheap, and almost every people can afford that. Therefore, now we can call all the rivers are the resources. Therefore, now we can call all the rivers as the resources because it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Okay, now we'll move on to the next slide. That is, we'll look into the interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institution with us as a human beings, how we are using these resources for the betterment of our life. So here is a beautiful triangle explaining about the relationship between the nature, technology, and the institutions. Okay, now let us understand this in a simple and very easy way. As a human beings, first we'll try to find the available resources, and then after what we can do is to make some technology from that resources and use that resources continuously for our requirement, and these technologies are run by the various institutions for the economical growth of the society or the nation. After reading these fundamental things, I hope you all have built a good concept regarding the resources. Now it is time to move more deeper and dig into some information regarding the resources. So here it comes a general classification of the resources. These are just a general classification. More will be covered in the next lecture in a very detailed way. So the classification goes like this. Resources are divided into two groups, that is natural resources and the human resources. And the natural resources classifications is given by renewable resources, which is wind and solar, and then that is non-renewable resources, that is gasoline and gasoline product, that is petroleum, diesel. These all are non-renewable resources. Secondly, if you classify renewable resources, it is again classified and divided into two, that is continuous flow. Here it comes a wind energy, ocean energy, and if you second one is biological energy. Biological energy is further divided into natural vegetation, that is forests, which you can see, and second one is wildlife resources. And now the second classification of natural resources is non-renewable, which is further classified as recyclable and non-recyclable. And the second major classification of resources are human resources. Here you can see structures and institutions, and second one is quantity and quality. We'll be reading about more in detail about these resources in upcoming lectures. So at the end of the first lecture, I would like to ask a question. So do you think that the resources are free gifts of the nature as it is assumed by many? I would request you all to write your ideas on this in the comment box. So with this, I would like to end this lecture. I hope you all have enjoyed the lectures and took few concepts from this lecture. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you in the next class. Thanks.